What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a real good video for y'all, for entertainment purposes only. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and leave a comment. But let's go ahead and run the video.
Você consegue captar as vibrações? Vem até nós. Quando vem à noite.
Mano, e pior que mexe esquisito demais.
Ele parece samba de lida aqui.
Essas vozes pequenas.
Tem um movimento rápido, né?
Com o zoom aqui dá pra ver ele se mexendo melhor.
O zoom dele é melhor que o meu.
E outra coisa, se você for fazer uma comparação, ele é mais ou menos do tamanho daquela árvore lá. Entendeu? Ele é grande.
E outra coisa, não podia completar, não tá total.
Now we want you to take a look at this. KSAT cameras captured the moment that the woman accused of stealing $100 million from the U.S. Army was leaving the federal courthouse. The woman that you're looking at, or you're about to get a clearer picture of her, is 57-year-old Janet Mello. This was her first court appearance after being charged with mail fraud and aggravated identity theft. Feds say that she took money that was supposed to go to military members and their families and instead used that money to buy clothes, jewelry, cars, homes, and she allegedly did it while managing a financial program at Fort Sam Houston. If she's convicted, Mello would face jail time and also be forced to turn over whatever she got as a result of the alleged crime.
Whoa, one thing I know about that military, they is sloppy with that paperwork. I can see how this can happen, but once that fiscal year come up and they gotta count those books, somebody going down. I don't know how long she thought she was gonna get away with this.
On January 17th, Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum are holding a meeting to discuss Disease X. Which, according to them, is going to be 20 times more deadly than what took place in 2020. What more do any of you need to know? What more do any of you need to understand? This group of elite men with elite knowledge are planning to meet about a new disease that we don't know about yet, that hasn't broken out, that isn't an issue right now. And not only are they meeting to discuss it by name, but they're meeting to discuss what they're gonna do about it and what the response is gonna look like. When these kind of articles come out and people start talking about this stuff, how can any of you just take it at face value? Like, do you not understand what's actually happening? This is a spiritual war. If you don't pray every single day against the darkness and the plans of darkness, now is the time. Right now. And if you think prayer is a joke, then you don't understand it. So at least do whatever it is you think should be done in this situation. But now is the time to pray, everyone.
Here we go again, America. Disease X. They're stating that this could be the next global pandemic. They've gone so far as stating that it could surpass COVID-19 and be about as bad as the Spanish flu. What's funny is this is surfacing 1 year before the 2024 presidential election here in the United States. Mail-in ballot time. Not being able to vote in person. Makes you think, huh? What I don't understand is if this is as bad as they say it is, why aren't we hearing anything from the current administration in regards to steps they're taking to prevent us from having to lock down again and make the economy here in the United States even worse than it already is? Let me know what you think.
We just barely got over the first one. I don't know if we could be able to handle the second one. Man, these viruses dropping back to back like Go Get It episodes.
The use of makeup may have originated from fallen angels and demons. In the book of Enoch, this is quoted all throughout the Bible, speaking of Azazel, which is a fallen angel / demonic being. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth, and the art of working them, and bracelets, and ornaments and the use of autonomy and the beautifying of the eyelids. Why did he teach them how to beautify the eyelids? Look what it says in Proverbs 6 verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee captive with her eyelids. Alright, so obviously it is used for seducing. Not to mention, the Most High made you with so much natural beauty. There's no need to be putting all these chemicals on your face. You need to learn to love and embrace yourself for how He made you. These products are loaded with tons of chemicals. There's 12,500 different chemicals that they use to create some of these personal care products. These products are destroying your hormones, your health, they're destroying your skin, they're making your blood unclean. You wonder why you ladies get headaches all the time. The best thing you could do for your skin is to get some sunlight and make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet, especially in the form of collagen peptides, which will improve hydration, elasticity, and wrinkling. And also don't forget those healthy fats. Grass-fed butter, olive oil, avocados, and cut out all the processed foods. And most importantly, you were made in the image of God, so learn to love how He made you. God bless you. Don't forget to like and follow. I'll see you guys in the next one.
One of the biggest cosmetic brands, designer cosmetic brands in the world, their ex-formulator had contacted us. He said, quote unquote, the cosmetic industry is destroying women's cells. C-E-L-L-S, cells. And I said to him, why don't you say something? He said, I can't.
This cosmetics issue is even bigger than the tobacco industry because we're talking about thousands of different chemicals.
The same chemicals being dumped and running through the rivers that are toxic are running through our blood.
For some of these chemicals, millions of children will be harmed before we actually decide whether it's toxic or not.
Skincare, hair, feminine care products have been associated with reproductive problems. Ovarian cancer, preterm birth, mercury poisoning, endocrine disruption.
I think everything chemically or man-made don't supposed to go on our skin every day. I feel like everything should be used in moderation, like lotion, soaps, hair products.
That was all folded up just like this.
The note contains a mashup of words and references to current events and conspiracy theories. Miller says his big concern is that somehow a note made its way into a sealed food product.
I don't know what's inside the cereal or if this note was laced with anything. It's not the note that really bothers me, it's just these notes are found inside food.
It's been 6,000 years and people are still waiting for Jesus to come back. Will he come back? Why are we suffering so much? Why do we gotta pay money to live on this planet? Why do we gotta pay for water? Why do we gotta pay for fruit? Why are there so many sick people in the world right now? It's been 6,000 years and people are still waiting for Jesus to come back. But Jesus don't realize that the world is falling apart. What if I told you we're not waiting for Jesus to come back, but we are waiting for us to realize that we are really Jesus? As long as you wait for someone to come and save you, you're going to always be waiting for someone to come and save you. The world don't work like that. You got to save yourself. Once we wake up and realize there are 8 billion people on this planet and we are all waiting for each other to wake up to save this world and save ourselves, we will no longer wait for someone from the Bible to come and save us. Same people that wrote the Bible are the same ones that's enslaving us to this day. Why do you think they could do so much bad things in the world and karma never come back to? But yet you can see a good person that's suffering all their lives, but they're good people. So why don't good things come to good people? Because they tricked us and made us believe this reality works a certain way. There is no such thing as good and bad. It's all about energy. When we say God is good, the devil is bad. The devil is bad, God is good. While we focus on this, we are forgetting about the real laws of the universe. The real laws of the universe is really within our bodies. We are not servants. We do not serve no one. So we should never drop down to our knees and beg or pray for someone to come and save us. Once again, there's 8 billion people on this planet, and if we can't save ourselves, no one's going to save us. I don't want people to think that I'm picking on the Bible, because it's not just the Bible, it's all religion. Once you understand that religion was designed to separate us, you will understand the bigger picture. So many people on this planet with different languages and different belief systems. Why do we got so many different belief systems and different languages if we are all one species? That's because if we never learn a thing for ourselves, we're going to always have outside forces that's thinking for us, and they're going to push us in the direction they want us to go to. Pretty sure once I make this video, it's going to be so many people in the comments telling me I don't know shit about shit. Watch. Because people are not used to hearing the truth. It's so much power and self-responsibility. Once you are responsible for all your actions, you become a God. But once you commit a sin and drop down to your knees to ask someone to forgive you for the sin that you made, you will always be a servant. No one can forgive you for the sins that you did. It's called self-responsibility. That's why spirituality is so great, because spirituality teaches you gotta heal yourself. You gotta go back within to overstand the kingdom of heaven. Remember, life is about steps. Your first step is not greater than your 10th step. Religion was put in place so you can understand what's going on, so it can push you forward to spirituality. And once you get into spirituality, you gotta understand there's something much greater than spirituality. So many people say we are living in the last days. That's true. Every time the sun rises, a new day. When the sun sets, it's the last day. If you don't understand the language, you will never be able to understand what they did to us. Once again, we are not servants. We should never drop down to our knees and beg and pray for someone to come and save us. It's 8 billion people on this planet. We gotta save ourselves. Check out my ebook. I have 18 steps so you can understand what's going on.
I'm sure you've heard the news of NASA discovering city lights on a planet 7 trillion miles away. Here's what happened. 7 trillion miles is just around the Oort cloud, which is a kind of icy shell of debris surrounding our solar system, and the source for many of our comets, meaning that this is our backyard, nowhere near far enough to reach even our closest neighbors. In 2022, there were articles about James Webb's capability of detecting artificial lights on a planet called Proxima Centauri b, which is a planet that orbits around here. But those articles were just about how that would work and how James Webb could identify them. There were then quite a few misleading titles from verified YouTube accounts, which is frustrating because even a quick Google search can do the math for how not far 7 trillion miles is. Some of the articles I found talking about it claimed that NASA made the discovery, but their sources linked to totally unrelated news or were like benign articles about how lights work. This sort of thing should bother us. Once that seed is planted, it's really hard to uproot. So click those links and use a calculator. As much as I want this to be true.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, TikTok. I really believe this cold-heartedly, bro. I think the reason why they don't want Trump back in office, and I think that all of this weird shit in 2024 is going on, is because he canceled our contract with all of the interdimensional beings and shit, bro. That's why he made this. The United States Space Force. And this is really space police. Just listen. Remember?
The Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big
armed
statement.
Forces.
We
Why
are
we
going
need
to
armed
have
forces
the Air
for
Force,
space?
and we are going to have the Space Force. Separate but equal. It is going to be something.
They said that he basically canceled the contract with the reptilians, bro, and the fucking Nephilim because they said that they was tired of giving us to them. You feel me? Y'all know what I mean, too. There's reasons for everything, y'all. You feel me?
I don't think it got nothing to do with a contract. I feel like we got our UAPs under control, so now we can maneuver in space. So it's only right we have a Space Force.
Morbid Facts, Part 180. Stephen King based his first novel, Carrie, on 2 girls who went to his school. One was bullied for wearing used clothes and took her own life at age 14. The other girl was raised in a highly religious family and died of an epileptic seizure. Nancy Brophy is an award-winning author of romantic suspense novels who wrote a story in 2011 called How to Murder Your Husband. 8 years later, she was sentenced to life in prison for murdering her husband. When Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, hospital staff had to cut away all of his clothing. They found a laminated card in his suit pocket and simply placed it into his shoe on the floor where it was left unattended. That card was the list of nuclear launch codes. People who have survived suicide attempts by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge often say they regretted their decision in midair. One survivor said, "I instantly realized that everything in my life that I thought was unfixable was totally fixable, except for having just jumped."
First of all, I would like to say I love what I do. And because of you guys, I get to do what I do. And obviously, you guys love it because y'all rock with me. Y'all like the videos. Y'all share the videos. You guys are commenting. And I am forever, ever grateful for what this is. 2024 has started out with a huge bang. It's been interesting, and it's going to get even more interesting because 24 is 42 backwards. And for my people who has been following me, y'all know what 42 is about. 2024 is also 8, the light path number 8. Okay, this is associated with the earth. That's why everything is happening on earth right now, which is an anagram for heart. So a lot of people are probably experiencing heart openings right now, heart palpitations, people feeling like they're having heart attacks, but this is your heart chakra opening right now. Okay, so the 8 is literally 2 suns. You got one sun here and the other sun. So this is the flip, the pole flip. Okay, we've been talking about that. This is ruled by Saturn, or what they call Satan. Okay, Saturn and Uranus, because it's Uranus because this is our Kundalini energy. Our Kundalini energy sits at the bottom of our anus, and now it's climbing up top, okay, to Saturn. And Saturn is because we have been sat in an urn, because we literally have been in a dead world. This is the underworld. And now Uranus, your Kundalini energy, is climbing out of Saturn, which is Father Time, Kronos, the Grim Reaper, right? Ain't no coincidence as why the Grim Reaper video just came out a few days ago and now it's going viral. So this is the end of time, right? Out of the loop, we're out of the loop. So this creates the X. The X in between the 8. X marks the spot, which is, again, your DNA, right? So we're going to experience a lot of things right now. This is bringing power, fortune, wisdom, all these things, right? Our people, we are getting awake. Fear is not even going to exist to us anymore. It's literally about to be opposite day, my people. So all the things that used to keep us in fear is no more. We are realizing who we are. This is the year. This is our power coming back. You see, I said this before, we are going through an acrimonious divorce with time, you know, Father Time, Saturn. This is why Saturn is called the Lord of Rings. The Lord of Rings, because we were married. We have been put through the ringer, right? Which is a cycle, the cycle of life. The cycle of life, or the cycle of life, because like this can make it go crazy. It can make it go psycho. This is also why you have to put a ring on your left hand, which is connected through your heart, which is the earth, when you get married, right? Kind of like we are married to Saturn, which is the black sun. Or shall I say Earth is married to Saturn, or Satan. Hence why we have devils amongst us ruling on this planet right now, which is Satan. And devil is lived backwards because these people don't know how to live life naturally. So they're being a devil. They have no connection to nature whatsoever. So now we have Satan ruling on the earth. Were you guys aware that psychology is the study of the soul? And the psyche is short for soul, spirit, or breath? Were you guys aware of that? Again, this is why it's a cycle. Okay, we're going through life in cycles over and over again. And this can make you go psycho. It can make you go crazy. That's why you have to see a psychiatrist. And those people make you feel like you're going crazy because they gaslight you, right? Because you are ether, which is gas. So now this cycle, this psyche is coming to an end. See, we're breaking up with the devil, right? We were married. See, that's why the black sun gives you a diamond ring effect. A diamond ring effect, you see, because we were married. Now this cycle is over. The cycle of time is over. It's coming to an end. And we are going to know who we are, which is the end of our cycle, our soul. Coincidentally enough, which there are no coincidences because everything is planned. There's a watch called the cycle, which is the end of time, the end of cycle. You see that?
How y'all feel about 2024? Is it going good for y'all? Getting off to a rocky start? Are y'all still on schedule? I hope so, because we're only 2 weeks in.
With what MSG is. It's monosodium glutamate. It is a neurotoxin. What is a neurotoxin?
A neurotoxin is a substance that will stimulate brain cells to the point of killing them. When applied enough to receptors, the neurons die.
While they're doing that, they cause headaches, migraines, learning disabilities, Lou Gehrig's disease, list goes on and on. So why is this in food?
Because the industry that sells it makes a lot of money from the product. If you have a product that has some MSG in it, your product is going to be more flavorful.
And they've gone to great lengths to hide that. I found MSG hidden among many different labels. Can you give us some of the things that they use to hide MSG?
Hydrolyzed protein products.
Okay.
So you'll see hydrolyzed pea protein or hydrolyzed corn protein, hydrolyzed whey protein, autolyzed yeast extract, sodium caseinate, maltodextrin.
Some of these foods, I mean, live with them every single day, and they have horrible things in hidden on the label. Why don't we start?
Aliens and gray people and all kinds of things. You have to understand you're just being told a lie. It's just straight up. It's 3-letter agencies. Here's another one. If the top shareholders of Gaia are BlackRock and Vanguard, they have an interest to prep your mind for invasions or aliens, grays or whatever. Here's another one. The Roswell incident. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there were flying saucers which crashed into Roswell, and you remember that whole thing. Well, the technology existed for flying saucers in World War II. Victor Schauberger created technology which could create levitation or flying saucers. He was actually shipped into America after World War II. They took his technology, he went back, and he passed away, but they still had his technology. Shortly after that incident happened, the Roswell incident came about, and there were alleged flying saucers that crashed with alien things in them. It's our own technology. And you have to start thinking, we've had the technology. You know, the aliens and the aliens and the aliens. They do this thing so much. All these movies. Why are they creating all these movies? Because they're trying to set your mind up for the event to take place. You got to read through it and see through it.
This is the second time that we've seen it.
That is definitely not stuff. Yo, what if that's like a...
What is it? Now there are 2 of them now.
What is that?
Oh my God.
What is happening? Yo, that's crazy.
Oh my God, what is that? That is nuts. What in the world?
There you go, guys. It's not an alien.
Hey.
I thought I was gonna die today.
I thought it was like a like a black.
What is it? It's a Harry Potter.
It's a.
Something.
It's a Harry Potter.
It's Universal Studios.
That's a Harry Potter thing.
Why?
People are gonna die. Yeah, I got gonna die.
Oh my
Me
God.
too.
No,
Look,
we're not gonna
look,
die. We
look,
just might see something really cool.
I thought it was an asteroid.
Wait, what is that? Oh, that's a plane. Okay, I'm losing my mind now. That is not.
That is not a Harry Potter.
It's not a Harry Potter thing. What the heck? What is this?
It was like 2 galaxies. That's what I thought. Cause how it like went together was crazy. Dog, that was crazy.
That's weird. I don't believe it's a Harry Potter thing.
There are thousands of dimensions. The scientists keep talking about 5th dimension, 6th dimension. There are thousands. Many of these dimensions, there will only be a slight difference. And you're constantly going in and out of these other dimensions all the time. You don't notice it unless there's something that gets your attention. I had one woman who was a college student, and she said she came out of her dormitory one day, and there was a lot of construction going on right in the dormitory. They had the barriers up and the orange cones, and they were digging up the street. Well, the next morning she comes out of the dormitory. There's no sign of any construction at all. That's what I mean. Unless something happens to catch your attention, you're not even going to notice. You're constantly moving in and out of these. Another one might say, they see this beautiful tree on the block where they live in. The next day, there isn't any tree. We have crossed over just that little bit into the other dimension. It begins to show you reality is not at all what you think it is. Everything is energy. Everything is an illusion. I had one client that said she was out jogging and she saw an airplane coming in. and it was coming in through the treetops, big airliner. And she could see it coming in. She said, it's going to crash. She could see it about a block or so down. It's going to crash. And she turned around and ran back to the house, turned on the TV to see if there any news about an airplane crashing. Well, there wasn't. So part of what she wanted to have the session was about, what was that? They said she had crossed over into a dimension where there was an airport over there. And it didn't exist in her normal reality. But see, you don't stay there because it's not your reality here. You all know when you put something down, an object or something, your glasses or car keys, you go back, you can't find them. Then a little later you go back and they're there. They have gone into this other dimension and come back. When that happens to me, I always say, guys, put it back. I need it.
Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell, man, so we can keep growing this algorithm. Stay tuned the next time.
Come on, spill the tea.